What is going on, everybody? We live back again. Can we keep it real podcast? Talking that high school sports talk. There's been a lot of high school sports talk ever since the season ended. A lot of coaches moving around. And our next guest, really got the stamp of approval. The first day that Coach Pennington took the job at Westwarwick Wizards, he said Jeff is definitely the man to take over up in North Smithfield. So we're gonna bring Jeff in right now, the new head coach of North Smithfield, Jeff Paiva. Welcome, Jeff. How you doing? Did I say your name right?
Yes, sir. You got it right on the nose. Not many
Excellent, man.
hate that.
Oh yeah, exactly, man. I'm not gonna say you got big shoes to fill because I know that's been a run, but you definitely got a big jacket to wear.
Oh, we sure do. Wes has done a great job at his time in North Smithfield. He was there before I got there. I was lucky enough to get on the staff about 6 years ago, right after they had their down year with numbers, and we co-opted with Mount, and I just happened to come in at the same time, and we've had a pretty good run since then. We've had a couple of really good classes. Unfortunately, those classes have graduated, and we're starting back at the bottom. But we're gonna put the work in.
Did you know that Wes was looking to leave on North Smithfield, or did you find out when the rest of the world found out?
I didn't know that much ahead of time. He did tell me about 2 days that he was kind of looking. Um, he told me he was kind of looking at his alma mater at Cranston East, and he was looking into Westwarwick, which is 5 minutes from his house. Bigger program, 5 minutes from your house. You can't really blame him.
No, the
Um,
West Warwick job, much better job.
yeah,
My
we
my
wish
opinion.
all the best. He's going to do great there. He's going to do great. The kids are going to love playing for him. Um, he'll turn that program around, no doubt in my mind.
He is definitely a leader of men. So I think he'll adapt fast.
And he not only is a leader of the high school kids, he's a great leader of his assistant coaches as well. I learned so much coaching under Wes, and you know allowed us as assistant coaches more and more rope as we earned it, and he brought us along as coaches as well. So his assistant coaches are going to love him just as much as his players are.
Well, he came on the podcast the first day he took the job, and he said right away that the team was in great hands, and he recommended you for the job. Did you know that?
He did tell me he was going to, and any recommendation that comes from Wes, I'll take that with me forever. His words mean a lot to me. His opinions mean a lot to me, and it's greatly appreciated.
And seeing when Wes left, it seemed like your whole coaching staff dove right in. It seemed like we're not gonna anyone. No one's the leader. We're still gonna captain the boat. Getting the kids ready, and that pretty much shows what type of staff. Like you said, Wes builds a good staff.
Yeah. I mean, the coaches here are all here for the right reasons, and it's to lead these young men. Um, and like I've always said, these kids give us everything that we ever ask of them in practices, in season, out of season. Um, the least we could do as coaches is just to keep the ball running so they're not sitting stale when the season started. So no matter who was going to get this job, they were going to have kids that have come off a 7-on-7 season and have had people telling them to get their workouts together. And our senior captains have done a great job kind of keeping the ship afloat all summer.
Now, speaking of your captains and senior players, what players will stick out this season?
Yeah, we haven't named captains yet. That's still up for grabs, and but I have a couple seniors in mind that I'm looking forward to showing leadership. Cole Skinner is a 4-year player. Um, he's one of the few guys that actually have varsity experience on our team. We've graduated two 15-man classes in a row. for a small program in a small school like that, for us, that's a lot.
That's impressive.
We're graduating 15-man classes and getting 5-man classes. And our numbers are on the side, but we'll get those back up. And, the seniors are going to be a big part of that. Nate Tessier, another senior who has seen varsity action, kind of been a tight end and a wide receiver for us. He had a great 7-on-7 league in Barville. He really, really played well. He's coming into his body. He looks good. He's playing confident. We expect big things out of Nate Tessier this year as well. And then we have some juniors. Our quarterback's going to be a junior, Full Vowels. He started more last year. Had a pretty good rookie campaign as far as quarterbacks go. And we have 2 linemen who are all second-team all-division linemen as sophomores last year. We have them coming back as juniors, and we're going to be leaning on those guys as well.
So it seems like you have some pretty good guys now. 2019, you graduated one of the biggest classes that's been around in a long time. A lot of people said Barrington had a big class last season, with 25 kids, and them class sizes are almost unheard of. And you being the smallest, never mind the smallest state, you got the smallest school in the state.
Yeah.
So we're the smallest state in the union, so you're the smallest school in the union.
Yeah,
and you had some good classes.
We don't have a lot to pick from, but we were blessed when that group came in as freshmen. They had to contribute right away. So they were seasoned, ready to go by their junior year. They went to the Super Bowl. We came up short. And then their senior year, we went back, and there was no doubt in any of their minds or eyes what was the prize. We were accepting nothing less, and we were able to win that Division IV championship in 2019. And last year's senior class, which would have been juniors that year, contributed. So we had a 15-man senior class that Super Bowl year and a 15-man class behind them. So we had 30 kids. We've graduated 30 kids off that Super Bowl team out of a roster that we maybe carry 35 to 40 at the most. So, yeah, we've had a turnover.
Now, going into this season, do you have a schedule? You have a game for week 1, or do you have a bye that week?
Right now, we have a bye. We're tentatively scheduled our injury fund with Pontigansett. I know it's not on the Rhode Island Scholastic League website. I've already talked to Coach Cook. We're going to make every effort to make that happen. But week 1, we don't have an opponent. And I'm actually going to embrace that a little bit and use that as an extra week for us to get ready.
That's smart, actually. A lot of people are doing that. Central High School can't find an opponent. They're going to take that opportunity. EWG is another team that embraces the opportunity because, with the short off season, some schools gave these kids a little more time off than you normally would. So you're already behind the 8 ball.
Yep. And with there being no JV schedule last spring, I like I said, I have about 5 or 6 kids who have ever seen a high school football snap live. They've gone through practice, but as we all know, practice and a game are 2 different animals. So we've got a lot of work to do with our younger guys.
And no scrimmages this year, and no cross practices with other teams. So your first game would really be the 17th, besides the injury fund game, which a lot of coaches are going into this using it as an exhibition.
Yep.
Trying to play your senior guys early, take them out, let your younger guys, because it is going to be a full game this season.
Absolutely, and Coach Cook and I have already discussed that, and I think that's going to be our model as well. We're gonna let the starters go for the first half. And then the young guys, you're right down to the freshmen. We're going to see time in the second half and, keep it competitive but productive at the same time.
I mean, there's definitely a lot. I noticed a lot of the older coaches, which are a lot of great coaches came through the Interscholastic League. But now we see the new era coming in. We see yourself joining guys like Charlie Bebo, Coach Fulton, Coach Blake Simpson, doing great things over at Pilgrim. We have Mike Washington, 27-year-old coach, taking over we're seeing a lot of younger guys. Coach Willie Edwards mentioned, he realized it was time to, step down and let some of the younger guys take over.
Yeah, I appreciate you putting me in the young category. I don't know if I'm quite there.
Oh yeah. Oh, come on now. You know?
But what those guys have done is surely impressive. I mean, what Coach Bebo has done in Woonsocket, right around the corner from us, we've been able to kind of watch it, being kind of neighbors, and extremely impressive to run the. Uh, the second one they were gangbusters after that, and he does a fantastic program in Woonsocket, and guys are doing awesome too. Great to have. Um, I think guys is lots of guys doing great things. Coach Fortin, um, I got to coach against him as an assistant coach when we were both in Division 4. He's the program into a Tiger. Those guys play hard. You're going to get a hard game when you play them. He's doing a great job. I'm sure Coach D is going to turn Situate around. I've heard him on your show a couple of times. I love his energy.
Oh yeah, his energy is incredible.
Seems like he's the perfect guy for that job. I'm looking forward to meeting him. We'll see them on Thanksgiving. I just like guys that show up with energy and have that energy for their kids. And I'm extremely impressed with what I've heard and seen, out of him. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing him across the field on Thanksgiving. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's actually nice. We're getting into a new era where people are starting to see another side of coaches, because parents, they don't really get a chance to talk to coaches, and it should be chain of command anyway. When you're dealing with that side, but it shows another side of coaches, and that's why I enjoy having a lot of coaches come on, and so people can see a real good side of them, especially when they get comfortable and they settle in. When they realize I'm not this evil person, you know what I mean? And I'm really just trying to promote Rhode Island football,
Absolutely. And
it's great things.
And I know most of us, I know for myself, any opportunity I get to shine a light on some of my kids who bust their butts for me, I'm going to take it. So, I appreciate you doing what you're doing. Any chance we get it, even if it's a flashlight instead of a spotlight, I'll take my kids being in that.
Well, there's a lot of coaches that are invited on to do post-game interviews. You're definitely welcome if you want to get down. I'll look at your schedule. We'll set up some times, whether it's the morning after your game, the night of your game, quick 10-minute thing. What happened?
Perfect.
We could definitely do that, because, the more we do this, and this is actually becoming a good national podcast, because I reached out to different recruiters from all over the country. We all see what Ryan McCormick is doing at UMass Dartmouth, just building creatures up there. The size of these guys, and
terrific guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's been around our practices the last couple of years. I've had a chance to talk to him. He works his butt off, man, and he's not afraid to Rhode Island kid a shot, and he's not afraid to give a D4 and a D3 kid a shot.
Yeah, definitely.
Some athletes down in the bottom divisions of the state.
Oh, definitely. And when you look at the semi-pro players in this area, a lot of them are from Rhode Island, and whether it's the New York teams, the Connecticut teams, and you're getting a tough player when it comes to Rhode Island. Now, speaking of UMass and Ryan McCormick, 25 kids on the roster, and they got a lot of D1 transfers this year. Like, I was very impressed. You see the Charo kid from Burrillville. They have a couple other one of the Burrillville kids, can't think of his name. I just seen a pic. He's jacked. I'm like, yeah. These dudes are huge. The old quarterback, remember, I forgot his name a couple of years ago, but Ryan has no problem taking Rhode Island kids.
That's to play both gate checks. We've seen a gate chuck. Seems like the last 7 years we've had him on our schedule. We had the older brother, And then the younger brother.
Steven and Matt. Steven has a good chance to go pro. Steven
Yeah,
has a very good chance to go pro.
incredibly talented kid. Stand still, flat-footed, let the ball go, and it goes 50 yards in the air. He had a cannon in
Yeah.
high school when he was a senior. I'll never forget pregame. They were warming up their kicker, and all of a sudden these spirals come throwing back to the kicker. I'm like, they have a jugs machine to throw this thing back, and no, it's him launching the ball back to the kicker from behind the goalpost. And I'm like, oh boy, we're in trouble.
Yeah, I seen some film this year because Steven kept working all off season, and yeah, he was just throwing some beautiful. Like that kid is. And then you have a couple good quarterbacks. You have Matt Gaychuk. You have a lot of good Rhode Island kids. You got Shine Fernandez from Bishop Hendricken. You got Aaron Perez from Westerly. They're still young, but I think by the time their senior year, they have a good chance to be all conference. UMass Dartmouth just finished a state of the art freshman dining hall with like delivery till like 4 in the morning.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You could get like steak filleted 4 in the morning delivered to your dorm now. So
And
it's a beautiful facility.
that's what you get when you go to a program like that.
Mm.
You get kids that are on a diet plan, and they stick to it. They get in the weight room, and it shows. Those kids will work hard. College football is a full-time job, and if it's treated that way, and the amenities are there for them, they'll thrive. And that's what they are. They've been a beast in their conference for the last few years now.
Oh yeah, definitely. And Rhode Island definitely is putting the foundation down. We got guys in the NFL now. Even though the Cooney kid out of EG was just released on waivers from the Saints, but you got Quiddy Pay. Oh yeah, definitely. He had a good performance for the preseason game that he had. You had Quiddy Pay with a nice 8-yard sack. You got Randy Moss's kid that played at Lincoln. I think he's over on Cincinnati right now. So these are all Rhode Island products. So we are building a foundation.
And you've got a couple more coming, right? You
Oh
have
yeah.
Division One kids, the lineman Truss
Oh
out in
yeah.
Georgia.
Oh, Xavier
You got a
Truss. Yeah, we'll talk to him
kid
soon. He'll
coming
be on the podcast. You got
in.
Quiddy Pay's little brother.
The kid that's playing at St. Ray's is a monster.
Moses Muse. Friday night he'll be on the podcast. So 8 o'clock,
You know,
Moses Muse will be on the podcast. So tune in.
he's an FBS kid, no doubt about it. Division One. He's going to be playing somewhere big. You could see that coming. His freshman year, I got a chance to watch him. But yeah, there's some talent in Rhode Island. You can't sleep on us.
No, definitely. And we, like Willie Edwards mentioned, yes, we do got a chip on our shoulder, especially when you see the Quiddy Pay piece where they joked around, you play football in Rhode Island, so like Rhode Island can ball. We just been overlooked for a long time, but now we're starting to get our head out of our butts, work together,
Yep.
and promote for the greater cause because there was too much animosity in the past. So now we have to promote. We have to we're all working towards the same goal, right? To make our state better, move more kids on, have success at our programs.
Absolutely. I think that's the big thing when you're a coach. You have to take the shine off yourself and put it on the kids. And if you're not doing that, I think there's something wrong. And from what I see going around the state, I think we're all on the same page, all in the same boat, and we're all paddling in the same direction. And that makes a big difference.
Speaking of great coaches, let's join Wes Pennington in on the conversation. The big guy. We'll
Hey,
let
what's
Wes get
happening?
situated. What's up, Coach? How you doing?
It's my guy.
Not, hey, not much, man. I'm just heading home from practice, but I had to jump on there. You got my man on, so I gotta jump on and see what's happening.
Yeah,
My man.
congratulations to him.
How's it
Yeah.
going?
Hey, that was going well. Working hard out here. and hopefully, we'll see something turn around for us this year. We'll see.
Hey, with you at the helm, there's no doubt in my mind.
Oh, you got a lot of faith in me, but I
I,
appreciate it. Thanks.
I sure do.
I told Wes, I told him when you came on the podcast, you gave him the nod the first day. You said Jeff was your guy to take over that program.
Yeah. Yep. 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 Yep.
Yeah,
He's the guy to lead them right on. Continue on. Greatness.
I appreciate all the confidence, and I appreciate the kind words, but I appreciate all the time over the past few years. It's gone beyond co-workers, and it's gone beyond assistant coach, head coach. It's turned into a true friendship. I know I can call him, and he knows he can call me anytime, any day. And
absolutely,
that's appreciated, and that'll never go away.
Hey, Mike, it goes back to what you're doing here. So, me and Jeff are a great example of that, where, you're bringing coaches in so that people can kind of see face to face, kind of meet those people, those that they heard about, you know what I mean? And now, all of a sudden, they connect, relationships are starting to be built, and that's a good thing. And that has a lot to do with you, Mike, as well, And you got the right guy on here. He's gonna do great things in North Smithfield.
Oh, definitely. We were talking about that earlier. He said he has some great kids coming up. You guys always had some great classes up there for a small school. He's definitely in the right place. And when you left to take on the job, it seemed like the coaching staff you put together were like, all right, let's dig in. They didn't look around and say, all right, what's next, fellas? They knew, let's take control, and Jeff mentioned that you built a good staff and you was a good leader. So that just shows that's a reflection of yourself, Wes.
Well, I appreciate that. That was one of the big considerations that I had to make when I was getting ready to make the move, that I felt like I could leave the program in good hands. I definitely wouldn't have left had, that not been the case, but I felt like I could leave the program in great hands, in a good situation, and be successful still. So, and that's definitely, Jeff and the coaching staff over there, they're all great coaches, and, couldn't have left them in better hands.
And I'd be well remiss if I didn't mention those guys. Coach Carafel, Coach Skinner, Coach Tessier, Coach Dubois. Those guys have my complete trust. And I've got their complete trust. We've been together for a long time, and we're looking forward to the challenge to keeping this thing rolling. I've got 4 great guys who are in it for the right reasons, who are fantastic models for the kids, and they give us 110% all the time.
Amen. Yeah, those guys are there. They're solid coaches, and have done a great job over the several years that we've all been coaching together. And I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to continue under Jeff's leadership.
Yeah, we're certainly going to give it our best shot.
I think you guys are going to surprise some people. One of the things that I was thinking about, before I left was, this is a 1-year alignment, and then next year they're going to realign, Mike. So, where do you sit and where do you fall? And that's going to be that 2-year alignment, I believe. So where do you sit and where do you fall? And how's that going to look for the future with what is coming back, and, and the kids that you have, and where can you compete, and where's it going to be a struggle, But, you said it. I've said it. We got to play the schedule, and we play it out, and we see what happens.
Yeah, we adopted kind of our team motto for the year to climb the hill. We climb that hill on a regular basis as part of our practice. But we also have a hill to climb in terms of our schedule and all the adversities we're going to see this year. We have no home practice fields. We have no home game. We're on the road for 6 games in a row. We don't get a field back until the middle of October. So we have quite a hill to climb. and that's going to be the motto this year is climb the hill, literally and figuratively.
It's a great motto.
If you know our program, it's a literal thing, and it's going to be a figurative thing this year.
Central Falls a couple of years ago. Didn't Central Falls have that same problem a few years ago? The year they won the Super Bowl, I think. So who knows? Build off that. You don't need much. All you need is an army.
That's it.
The men will take care of each other.
Yeah,
you'll definitely be road tested. That's for sure.
Guys stepping on the dirt.
So just tell them every game's a home game.
Oh yeah.
Every game we're coming to your house and we're taking over your home. Exactly. Every day's a home game.
That's what, I think, right, Wes? That's what Northmen do.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You guys definitely have two great programs, that you're both involved in.
Well, I mean, we got a hill to climb too, but we're gonna climb it. And we're gonna put our best foot forward. And we're just gonna do what we do. And get out there and compete. That's the biggest thing. We can learn how to compete and get out there and let the chips fall where they may. And I think we'll probably steal a couple along the way.
Yeah,
Wes, go ahead, Jeff.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't foresee, I can't control, I can't predict what the win-loss numbers are going to look like. But what I can control is our compete level, and that's what we're going to be all about. And if the compete level gets to the right place, the wins and losses take care of itself, like Coach said. And at the end of the season, we'll compile everything that happened, and we'll see what shakes out.
Man.
Oh yeah, so definitely. True. Wes, your schedule, we already talked about that. You definitely have a tough road ahead of you, but I think you put together a great staff. I mean, we're not even going to lie. It is a tough road, but I think you pull out and you definitely make the playoffs this season.
Hey, we hope so. That'd be a huge success. And you know what, Mike? The good thing, and one of the things that I tell the staff is, we have to do the best job we can coaching these kids up, because I think we only lose maybe 3 kids, 4 kids to next year's team. So basically everyone's coming back next year. So, however we do this year, I mean, we're going to have a whole line back, quarterbacks, running backs. I mean, so the job that we do coaching this year is going to reflect, and you'll see it next year. So if we get in the playoffs this year, we'll be at the Division II in year 2.
Yeah, definitely. So if you make the playoffs this year, that is a success for Westwarwick. And Absolutely. That Coventry game, you asked Mike Green, you better win that Coventry game. You know what I mean? You definitely got to win that game.
That's for a couple of reasons.
Yeah, I owe him one. Mike. I owe him one. Or 2.
The energy is so awesome with all you coaches, that's been coming on, and it's just Moses Muse is going to be on Friday. Coach Ferraro is going to be on tomorrow, and I'm hoping to get a history lesson from Coach Ferraro, because I heard some great stories. He was a great lineman back at Westerly in his day, and what he did for Burrillville. They're competitive year in, year out with small rosters.
Yeah, Division 1. They were really competitive. I mean, he's done a great job, and Gennaro is a good friend of mine, and really respect him. And I mean, he's done a super job over there at Burrillville.
And Coach Ferraro was the first one to extend a hand to me during that 7-on-7 camp. Heard that Wes had kind of given a stamp of approval. He walked right over to me, shook my hand, welcomed me, and made me feel right at home coaching in that 7-on-7. I can't say enough good things about Coach Ferraro.
Yeah, the history, because, I know he was a Westerly guy, and I've been talking to Coach Ferraro for a couple of years. We've been communicating back and forth through football. What a nice guy, and I'm just very excited. That was on my bucket list. Coach Ferraro, Coach Edwards, Willie Edwards, that was great too, having an Ivy League coach come on, and and he's all about Rhode Island football.
Talk about working.
Yeah. No, he's
That's a
yeah.
great path for him.
You know, him making it
Yeah,
to the
Will's
NFL.
a good guy. Yep.
Oh yeah, great guy. We talked about the first season he applied for the NFL apprenticeship. You know, he got denied. You know, and then he applied this season, and he said he got the apprenticeship for scouting from the Rams, and then the Giants called him and said we got a coaching apprenticeship, but he said, you know, integrity is big. You know, so I gave the Rams my word, and plus he could chop it up with Liam. Liam was over there at the time. You know, so
Yeah.
great stories, football. Gotta love it.
Hey, I tell you what, Mike, Rhode Island football has come a long ways.
Yes, we got the most talent, I think, right now. Like even Coach Edwards said, he said, I'm witnessing the most talent I think I've ever seen. Class of 2023 is going to be explosive. You
Yeah,
know, the talent
that
level.
class. There's all over the state. That junior class is tough.
Oh, yeah. Breakthrough
It's a good
Academies
class.
promoting a lot of kids. You know, all these passing leagues. Coach Washington said he heard the EWG passing league, the one that Coach Pennington's team was in. He said, I heard that was very competitive, very explosive. And he was talking about, you know, guys should get involved in that passing league next season.
Yep. As was Coach Ferraro's Burrowville passing league. You know, extremely good stuff.
Coach Derek always in tuned
Yeah.
up there in Situate. You know, he's doing a great job with them guys up there. He brought his whole staff on the show last night. Oh, 2 nights ago. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
Meet the Spartans,
Nice.
I called it. Me and you guys are always
Nice.
welcome to do that. You know, if you can keep Mike up that late, Coach Pennington. You know, how's Mike doing? That's my guy, man. He said he went to his
Yeah,
interview
he's
with
doing
his
well.
Coventry ring.
Yeah, I was shaking my head, Mike. I was shaking my head. I'm like, come on, man. You're applying for a Westwarwick coach and defensive coordinator job with your Coventry championship ring on. I'm like, couldn't you at least
Yeah.
wear your North Smithfield championship ring? You know, that would have been better.
Yeah,
But that's Mike for you.
Coach Mike is collecting jewelry for sure.
Yeah, back to back. He's another one that has back to back rings. Right? Maybe he's got to teach us how to do it. You know what I mean? Maybe he's got the magic potion.
He does a great job.
Hey, Mike, if he's a lucky charm, then I'll keep him.
You better keep him. You better keep him. You know, but see, this is great. This is great. Coach Pennington showed up. Coach Jeff relaxed a little bit. You know, I told him once you calm down, settle in. You know, it becomes a great show. We have some good times on here. You know, Najee Barrows just got the job in Westerly with Coach Dunbar. You know,
Nice.
So I think yes. I think that's great to have Najee.
And that's a great combination right there. My goodness.
That's a real good and I went up there to see him the other day, and Najee was the loudest dude on the field. And I know we're not surprised, you know, but there's so many great people. Emerson, Najee Barrows, you know, Stanley, you guys included, you know, and like I was telling Jeff, and I always say, so many great coaches in this Rhode Island football going on right now, leading these men.
Hey, unfortunately though, Mike, I get to face them all.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. And you got to say, see, these old guys still hold it down. I think I hit a nerve with Coach Penn the other night, Coach Jeff. I said, the young guys are the new era. He said, yo, I've been hearing that too much. He said, this old man can still do it.
Old guys still up there making it happen.
You know, yeah, a lot of good things. I just hooked up with Voice
Hey,
Sports.
We're excited, Mike.
Yes. You should be. You know, you have a lot. I hear the energy in West Warwick is like changed. Like the atmosphere is like day and night.
Yeah, we have about 58 kids on the field right now. Every day it seems like a new kid's coming out. And they're out there working hard. You know, our motto this year, you'd like this, Jeff, embrace the grind. You know, it's just a matter of, it's about hard work. It's about getting after it, knowing that you're going to work hard when you step out there, and just embracing that hard work, just getting after it every single day. And, you know, kids have bought into it. And, hey, you know what? We're gonna put the 11 best kids out there on the football field, and we're going to just give it all we got.
Absolutely.
Coach Penn, when you got did you see the atmosphere changing as soon as you took over the program? Because they were at a stalemate for a
You
long
know,
time.
yeah, I would love to take the
Respectively.
credit for that, Mike, but I would love to take the credit for that, but I don't know what the atmosphere was like prior to my getting the job. But I'm just excited that they're excited to play, and the whole towns are buzzing around. And everybody, parents and everyone are excited. And the school's excited. So that's huge. And we're just looking to, like I said, put a good product on the field, be competitive, because I know the last couple of years they weren't even really competitive. So we want to be really competitive, and I think if we are, we're going to surprise somebody. We're going to come up on some teams, and we're going to beat some teams out there this year.
They have had talent. It's not saying that that team was talentless. They did have some players out there. Maybe collectively, who knows what the situation was. But good luck to you guys going forward, and I'm sure they're gonna look pretty sharp out there. You know,
Hey, Mike, I tell you what. Just being around for a long time, and I know in North Smithfield we had some really talented football teams. And there's a lot of talent on this field out here in West Warwick. It's just the little things, that we have to do better. The fundamentals we got to do better. And once we start to do that, you'll see the talent start to shine, and you'll start to hear some things about West Warwick.
Yeah, I know one thing. If there's energy in that locker room, Coach Pennington will keep that energy there all season long, refine it, and it'll show.
that's part of being a ranger, right? That's what being a
That's
ranger
it.
teaches you. You know,
That's it.
I'm a little ranger biased. I was raised by a ranger when I was younger. He took me under his wing. Ernie Traffitt. He was a canine trainer in Providence. So he I had to do the push-ups downhill. Permission to recover, sir. I didn't say recover. Get down there. But he taught me discipline, and I think growing up in the inner city, I really needed that, and I wish I would have continued on the path that he was setting for me. Nice Christian guy, but yeah. So I'm a Ranger biased, you know. Let a Ranger lead the way, But yeah, I wish
That's
both
it.
you guys the best of luck. Jeff, anything you want to promote? You have any fundraisers coming up?
Actually, our fundraising and our financial stuff with the athletic program is all driven by an association. So the North Smithfield Athletic Association drives all our fundraising. We're not allowed to do our own team fundraising. So they'll have their events coming up. I don't know their schedule off the top of my head, but when I do, I'll be happy to come on and share some of that. We're just excited for a season to come. I'm excited to see all the work that the kids put in the off season show up on a Friday night, and it'll be good to be playing Friday nights in the fall again. So we're excited and looking forward to getting going.
And it's here a week away next Friday. Like next Friday, we strapping up. I feel like I'm strapping up. I'm gonna do the I'm gonna do the sideline thing with Situate High School and see how that goes. Record the team right on the sideline. The players can get a little hyped up, and then maybe running into the locker room, we could talk to Coach D and maybe talk to a player. And I'm willing to do that. Anybody who wants to do it that has decent Wi-Fi service at their school. That is a big plus. But let's go. I'm very, very excited for both you guys, man. I think we're becoming a great network. We're really networking. A lot of coaches meeting each other and getting to know each other also through the podcast. So thank you for your stamp, guys. I really appreciate it. Jeff, good luck. You're always welcome. Coach Penn, you already know. Salute.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
You
guys.
do your
Every
thing.
time, Mike, every time I log on to your show, it says at the top of my thing, top fan.
You are a top fan.
I got the top fan.
I'm up 13,000 views a month. You
Wow.
know, that's 13,000 views a month, and it's you guys giving me the great content. I just got to try to get you guys sitting down for 15 minutes is the tough
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, Jeff. Jeff,
Never said-
let the boys. Jeff, let the boys know that the first Saturday game you guys got a Friday night game. I'll be there.
All right. Walk right into the locker room, Coach. You're always welcome.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yep.
All right. Awesome. They'd be pumped to see you.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming on tonight. We'll definitely talk soon. Good luck.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Mike. Thanks, buddy.
Have a good night,
Yep, see ya.
guys.
All right. Bye-bye. Well, we had Coach Penn stopped in. Well, first we had Coach Jeff Pavia over there, the new North Smithfield head coach, man. And, the man that recommended him for the job, Coach Pennington, stopped in the house. That was a very great show. See, we putting out great content. And Wes Pennington let everyone know he's the top fan. You know what I mean? I definitely always need to thank a few people along the way. Definitely big shout out to Behind the Pads. They're going to be going, guess where? They're going to the NFL Flag Championship game in San Diego, man. That's Southside right there. Shout out Coach Hurlin Perry. Shout out Coach Nod doing his thing. And don't forget, Friday coming up, Saints Strong. We're going to talk to Moses, man. This dude is working. He's the biggest story right now in Rhode Island football. There ain't a bigger story in Rhode Island football. And definitely, if you are looking to get recruited, shout out to Ronnie Roberts and his team over there. Contact coaches from your own profile. Information on over 3,000 schools. So check it out, R&R Elite Recruits. And we just doing our thing. If you didn't catch Ivy League Browns Bears football assistant coach Willie Edwards, you need to check that out. Mikey Washington is on that show. We're going to be talking to the Bulldog himself, Coach Stanley Dunbar, pretty soon. As soon as we can sit him down. Like I said, the toughest part is getting a few minutes. But we woke. Football don't go to sleep, right? No, we don't. All right, people. We out. Thank you. Where is it?
If you got the skills and knowledge, this is how we keep it real. How we keep it real. If you got the skills and knowledge, this is how we keep it real. How we keep it real. If you got the skills and knowledge, this is how we keep it real. How we keep it real. If you got the skills and knowledge, this is how we keep it real. How we keep it real.
All right. God bless. Good night.